let's switch to the Bengals offense here, who did pull it out against the Miami Dolphins in that Thursday game where Tua got hurt, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, just continue on your thought here because this is interesting. It sounds like watching the Bengals tape, you got angry.
I did, because it's frustrating, it's annoying. As I just said, it's a disservice to the talent they have on the football team, whether that's Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They're not given the same advantages that some of the other good receivers or quarterbacks in football get. They're just not.
Is this different than last year?
It seems even more basic than last year, or they can't find the rhythm of how they want to attack or the plays they want to. They're having a hard time adjusting to how they're being played, and then now let's go to this group of plays. Last year, I felt like they had a great feel for that. There was games where I'd go, oh, they're not doing very good. Oh, he's got a feel for them here now in the third quarter, and they're just tearing them apart. And that hasn't happened in any game yet so far. So I guess that's where it's different. I never was just blown away by their offensive creativity, but said, hey, they got all the basics, and they execute, and with their talent, they should be good. But when they play a team like this and the Dolphins, who have talent and then have some game plan specific shit, everybody just runs straight or everybody just run the slant route is not going to get it done. And everybody just line up where we come out of the huddle against a defense that's very intricate and detailed is not going to get it done. I don't care if you have 4 Jamar Chases out there. So, yes, I'm frustrated with the Bengals. I gave them a free pass in week 1 with the Steelers game. Okay, hey, week 1, you don't know. Steelers, like I've always said, they disguise, they do some different things. Okay. I gave them a pass in the Jets game. Just going, well, the Jets, I think the defense is a little better this year. They play, that Seattle 3. Sometimes it's hard to create plays, you know what I mean, and figure it out that way, but they got it done. But I was uninspired by the game plan there, too. But I kind of gave it a free pass. And then I watched it this week, and I just went, oh, my God. I can't take it anymore. And let alone, you're doing nothing to even make the Dolphins think or have to change anything. I mean, nothing. They doubled Chase early on in the football game, almost every play. It wasn't every play, but it was almost every play, right? And then there was no real plan to go to other guys or confuse them. And that's where it bothers me. Hey, you double and chase every play. At what point let's send them in motion. Let's get them in a bunch. Let's get in a bunch, and now there are 2 guys trying to cover him when there's 2 other guys trying to cover the 2 other guys in the bunch, and they run into each other or don't pass up. There's none of that. It's just, hey, you line up there and run another slant route against double coverage or run another go route against double coverage. I mean, they had no answer. And I know people are probably gotten what did they do to get the ball to T. Higgins? So this is what they did. They did nothing. He ran straight, and they threw the ball to him. They ran an all-out blitz. They threw the ball right to him, and he made Xavier Howard miss and get 12 yards. I mean, I listed the stuff they did, really, just to make the point. Here, I'm just going to keep going. Go route, stay pass versus all out, slant route, another stay pass on a play-action pass, a fake the flat route and come underneath and catch the ball against zone coverage. It was nothing special. And then he ran an in-cut versus Tampa 2 as the outside of 3 receivers, right? So they did nothing game plan specific to go, oh, we cracked the code. Nothing. And it's annoying. As a fan of Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and a guy that I'm sitting here, I like Zach Taylor. I want to root for the Bengals. I like their offensive coordinator, Callahan. I like them. I'm literally saying this because I'm hoping they hear this somehow and they can change their approach a little bit.
If you're a friend of Zach Taylor, play the podcast around him so he can hear what Chris just said. And you want to be off the hook too for when you put your hand up next to Joe Burrow and people are blaming you for the slow start. That wasn't me.
You're very funny.
It's the offense. The homies are very smart. We've said that many times.
Yeah.
Goal line stand 2. Notice something you were just talking about.
Right.
You go, I'd love to see Chris break down how the Bengals attack the Dolphins coverage with T. Higgins. It's a defense that originates from Belichick in 2014 using Revis and Browner. So you kind of mentioned how they really didn't adjust all that much.
Right.
But can you speak to the defense and the philosophy here that Miami Dolphins used against them?
They played he's he's right about everything he says there. One, they put their number 2 corner on Chase and had the safety help him out. There's a few times they went Xavier Howard man-to-man and, took a chance. In fact, let me just emphasize this even more. As the game went on, all right, and I don't know if I really emphasized this. I think I did. The second half, I wrote, they stopped doubling because they just went, he only runs 3 routes, so we're good. He runs a slant, a go, and a curl route. That's all he runs. So we don't need to double that. Just be ready for those 3 routes, so we'll be good. I mean, that to me was like the ultimate slap in the face when they basically just started going, we'll just play regular man-to-man against your 3 dangerous weapons, and your plays are so basic. We've kind of coached our guys up to know what you're going to run in certain for man. Then we'll be good. Don't worry about it. That's where it was annoying. But the first half of the game, back to our point here with that goal line stand too, yes, they went second guy, second corner, safety over the top of Chase. There was a few passing situations where, like the long touchdown pass to Higgins, as Al Michaels and Herb Street did a great job of showing. They doubled Boyd and Chase on the right side. And then on the left side, just had the slot guy run a 5-yard out, and T. Higgins just ran a go route. And Joe just said, he's man-to-man. I'm going to throw the ball up to him. And there's no safety even close to over there, so I'm going to do it. But it wasn't like some cracking of the code. And again, that would be another instance where I'd go, what are the Dolphins going to do if you lined up in that formation and then shifted to some bunch? And they're going to have, 5 guys on 3 guys and trying to figure out how to pass across out? It would have screwed them all up, but it didn't matter. They don't ever have to think about it because they just line up and what they break the huddle in. But to the point, too, is, I think that's the way to do it in the NFL. I've said this early in the week, too, and I said this, I think, even on the post-game show, because the Saints did the opposite approach, right? Put Lattimore on Justin Jefferson and try to do things on the other side to help on Thielen and whatever else. And to me, that's just not realistic anymore in the NFL. It's not. Not with Debo, Jefferson, Tyreek, Jamar Chase. I don't care who the corners are. They can't cover them man-to-man. They can't. There's no corner on planet Earth that can cover those guys man-to-man with no help. So double those guys and put your best corner on the second receiver. That is the way to go, in my opinion. And yes, they did do that. And even did that in looks where you just go, how could the Bengals let them play this defense? It's bump man-to-man, and the safety is doubling. The one safety is doubling Jamar Chase. And there's no safety down the middle of the field against anybody. And they do nothing to capitalize it, nothing to stress them out. And as you could tell, it really frustrated me watching it. Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.